Yeah, let me balance you out. So election and chill. What you know about? Feeling so damn good from the inside out. I'll provide the vibes.
Hey guys, it is Monday and I am currently about to head out because I need to go back to the hospital. I'm saying back to the hospital. Today was basically like an academic day, but I'm pretty much going to the hospital because we have grand rounds, and today it's basically my class, the third year class. We're going to be presenting on interesting cases that we've kind of either encountered or were a part of during our like 3 years of residency. And it's just crazy to think that everything is closing out. I low-key need to get my white coat. Is it in the trunk? Oh no, my white coat's right here. I was like, why do I always put my white coat in the trunk? But we have the white coat. Honestly, it's hot AF outside, so yeah, but I have my white coat. Don't mind the stain from a pen in here. I'm just gonna take the hanger and just hang it in the car. But basically, we're gonna do our presentation and then that's it for today. I'm also in the process of planning our like graduation. So that's a whole other thing too that I've been kind of like working on and trying to get all that situated for us, because our graduation is in 2 weeks and pretty much we need to secure a venue and secure a bunch of things. So I am just making sure I have everything that I need for us, or for me to go to grand rounds and make sure I have everything. I don't feel like switching out my bag. I'm literally just gonna, my handy dandy Coach Tabby that I've literally had for years at this point. But yeah, I hope you guys have had a good day so far. You guys, it's like crunch time. I recently just uploaded a video finally after I checked my my like YouTube studio analytics, and I was like, sheesh, I haven't uploaded a video for 5 months. Like, that is so wild. So I finally uploaded that video, and then what's it called, that's all set. And then what else did I do? I started editing the next video because I told you guys, well, I told you guys in the last video, the consistency train is back on, so that is the plan. So I am hoping that, you know, everything continues to go well in terms of my consistency, and that I continue to post as frequently as I say I'm gonna post and all of those things. Right now I'm just putting an extra, I need to put this thing on Do Not Disturb because it's so loud. I need to put this, what am I doing? What was I just saying? Sorry y'all, I'm literally getting distracted. I need to put my batteries for my camera, because I also want to bring my camera along to vlog this with you guys, because this is, I think this is probably the last grand rounds I'm gonna be. Oh my god, yeah, this is my last grand rounds because I will be gone by then. So I guess I could tell you, because actually I'm not gonna tell you guys yet. If you pay attention to the video I recently posted, I kind of give it away already, where I'll be, not necessarily exactly where I'll be working, but kind of like the gist of like what's going on. So definitely check out the video that's going to be like linked above. You guys, one day I'll know if it's over here, if it's over there, but it's going to be up there that you guys can click and then definitely come right back. So let's grab everything that we need so that we can, what's it called, head over there, because everybody that lives in the Hoboken, Jersey City area, you guys know traffic gets wild at 5 and after 5. Ooh, let me put some water in my Stanley cup. Y'all, the fact that I'm a Stanley Cup girl is hilarious. But yeah, but I hope you guys have been having a great day. I'm trying to think what else. I edited a video. What else have we done? We edited a video. The way my apartment works is basically we have like we have central air, but in order, during the like winter months and summer months, you need to kind of like call maintenance so that they can alternate the HVAC system so that it could either shut off the system for you to have heat or shut off the system for you to have cool air. And that needed to happen. So basically, that is what I did today too. I got my cooling back because this week is about to be in the 80s, and if you thought I wasn't gonna have AC again, and it's gonna be in the 80s consistently. It's different like when it's in the 80s and it's like not consistently in the 80s, you know what I mean? But Oop. Everyone that's an avid water drinker, you guys know room temperature water is the best water. But yeah, so pretty much I had the AC and the cooling system fixed because I am not about to melt in my own house. So I got that done. What else did I do today? Oh, we also, when we're like doing surgeries and stuff like that, sorry you guys, I'm bouncing back and forth. We also pretty much like will log our surgeries, and that's pretty much how the whole, I guess, system of people who kind of like say like, okay, cool, you've completed enough surgeries for you to graduate from your residency program. It's like the website that they what's it called, that they use. So I just made sure that all my stuff is like up to date, because obviously that can either make or break. Oh, I think I overfilled this. Definitely overfilled that. It can either make or break you graduating, and I gotta go. I gotta graduate. I gotta get out of here. So I wanted to make sure that there were no issues. Oh my God, did I overfill this? No, I didn't. Thank God. Make sure that there were no issues in terms of me graduating and all that stuff. You know, one of my closest friends, she's like one of my best friends. You guys know her. I call her my big sis, Illy. She got a Stanley Cup and she told me, oh, I got a Stanley Cup so it encouraged me to drink water. I naturally drink water, and I feel like I drink, you know, water decently. But ever since I got one, I swear I've been like, the amount of water I drink is insane. Like, are you really thirsty or you're just trying to use your cup? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But anyway, yeah, so let me pack everything up and then we can head in the car and I'll see you guys in the hospital. All right, you guys, we are on the road. The reason why I literally live like, okay, sir, what are you doing? I literally live so close to the hospital, like at least this hospital that I'm going to. And because there's so much traffic, and when I say traffic, I mean pedestrian, footwork traffic. You leave like 30 minutes before. It naturally, it would never take 30 minutes. But because everybody and their mom is outside, and it's honestly beautiful, it's like 75 degrees today, yeah, you're gonna leave early. I don't know what this USPS sir is doing, but what we're not gonna do is cause a whole accident. That'd be great. But anyway, oh my God, I feel like you guys haven't heard me rant in my car in a while. But yeah, so basically this is gonna be my last grand rounds. I was trying to figure it out, but yeah, it's gonna be my last grand rounds because I'm moving. You know what, I'm just gonna tell you guys, I am moving to California. So yeah, I'm moving to California in 3 weeks. Oh my God, like 3.5 weeks. I was like, I honestly don't even know how much longer I'll have in Jersey by the time you guys are seeing this video, to be honest. But yeah, you guys, I am moving to California. If you guys have watched from back in the day, I've always said I was gonna be moving back. I just didn't know when. But I don't know, the way things aligned, the way life was going, yeah, I got a job in California. The funny thing is, you guys, I vlogged during my interview. well, when I was out there for my interview, you guys just didn't know I was out there for an interview. I said I was out there for a work thing, which is true, but I didn't specify exactly what the work thing was. So the vlog, if you guys want to put the pieces together, the vlog that I literally was in California, what's it called, for my interview, I will link somewhere, you guys know, somewhere up on the screen. That way you guys can go back and see if you can put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, moving to California, moving back to SoCal. I lived in SoCal. I lived in Pomona, which is like LA County area, Inland Empire. It's like right there. But I lived there from 2015 to 2017. And then I moved to Miami for... Oh, what is happening here? Oh, Jesus. What are we doing here? Like, okay, let's just block traffic. Like, that's just what we're doing here. That's just, it's given block. Oh, Mr. Mazda, you see we all have to pass. Dumbass. Excuse my French. Go ahead. Because I have courtesy. I'm courteous. Unlike that freaking car. Yeah, I can't. Oh, now the geese. Okay, that's what happened to me before, you guys. I was driving and then the geese were crossing the street. I hope this Mazda stays in his lane. Thank you. So anyway, back to happy news. So I'm moving to California. I lived in SoCal from 2015 to 2017 when I did my master's. And okay, so we just cross lanes and act like there's not a car coming. That's just so freaking great. I'm not gonna miss this part. This driving crap, I'm not gonna miss this, the way they're driving here. But anyway, I am actually biased on my Massachusetts drivers. I'll always be biased. But like I was saying, let's get back on track. 2015, 2017, before I moved to Miami for podiatry school. And I always said I was gonna go back. Like I've always said, like, that's where I want to settle down. You know, that's, you know, of course I'm open to anything, but in my mind, that's where I was gonna settle down. That's where life was gonna take me, all this stuff. So I'm just really happy and super excited. You guys, I have been holding this in since October. Since October, when I had the interview and I was like, okay, I have good vibes about this. And then they kind of told me, they verbally told me I got the job. I want to say, when did I get to find out? Like, because my interview was end of October, so I probably found out verbally like November, and then got my contract in December, and I signed end of December. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. I've been holding this in this whole entire time. You guys, I started applying for jobs in August. So yeah, it's crazy. I've literally been holding this in. All of, obviously, my close friends and family know, but yeah. So that's where we're going. We're taking life over the West Coast. And you know what's also awesome is that my best friend, so a couple of my friends actually moved back to either California, or they moved to Vegas, or they like Arizona, like different areas. So I'm excited because I still will have my Cali crew, which you guys already know, and you know, some friends from the East Coast who are going to the West. So I'm just super duper excited. I think now that I've told you guys, the smile, I haven't officially announced it on my Instagram, but honestly, like, the majority of the people, I would say, like, work-wise and my close friends and family that I like I said, know that I'm going to be going to California. I'm literally not announcing this job until, honestly, maybe I'll announce it graduation day, because my graduation is June 3rd, so maybe I'm gonna announce it. You know, that'd be cute. Like, we have our little graduation. Look at me thinking aesthetically. We have our little graduation, and then that night I want to be like, you know, I'll be moving to California. Start seeing patients soon. You guys, I am literally hitting the ground running. So I'll go into detail more about the move, because I'm like slowly packing, and honestly, I'm doing the same thing I did before. This is literally how I've always moved when I've moved to California, when I moved back, when I moved to Miami, when I moved back. Like, I do not take any furniture. I literally pack my car filled with my clothes and we drive. So I don't know, I don't even think I was vlogging back then when I moved to California, but basically my mom and I drove to California the first time I moved in 2015, and we literally packed my car. I had my Nissan Rogue, and we drove. And it took us 2 days to get to California. And then we drove back. When I was going to be moving to Miami, we actually drove to Massachusetts because I had to come home because I had a wedding, and I had like a gap of a month before moving down to Florida. So we drove back. My mom flew back out. We drove back to California, and what's it called? I mean, we drove back from California. That took 2 days, like pretty much 2 day span. So driving again back to California, except different county this time, but it's pretty much same area, to be honest. So I'm super excited. Buddy, how are you going to beep when you see there's a bus blocking the intersection? Who are you beeping at? Anyway, I'm super excited, and yeah, my battery's about to die, so I'll catch up with you guys later. Introduce us.
What?
Introduce us.
This way.
Yeah, right here.
Start here.
These are all the bloopers.
You can be program director for the day. Go.
Oh God. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Okay. As program director, I would like to introduce you to the most amazing third year class.
Aww.
These are the boys and girls that make us great.
Aww, the only
Starting from
third year
Jess
class
to
he
Carlos
knows.
to Chi-Chi to Jenny. They're gonna be presenting today on something spectacular. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure we'll find out. Interesting cases.
I can't.
All right, so let's begin. First slide.
Okay, so I'm starting
Take
first.
it away.
All right, let's see. Okay, so this was a case. Started off with Dr. Rossi, ended up being Dr. Del Monte. So basically, I was on call, and this patient came into the ED, 61-year-old male. He had anxiety, he's had previous fractures, hypertension, OM, and basically he came in saying, Dr. Rossi told me to come into the ED. He came in, and as you can see, a clinical picture, the ankle is completely swollen, foot is completely swollen. This was, when was 2022? Was that first year or second year?
You were second, you were first.
Oh, okay, so I was counting down my months of Christ Hospital, so we can go to the next slide. So the ED refused to take x-rays because technically he had just had x-rays done a month before. So these were the October 4th x-rays. And as you can see, there's breakdown of the ankle joint, there's breakdown of the midfoot, and you can already kind of see like the destruction that's taking place. We can go to the next slide. So the patient left and came back on December 22nd. And this time, Jess was on call, and the patient's ankle was dislocated. So the patient was supposed to be admitted this time because now it's been from October to December, and clinically you can see it's gotten worse. We were able to get new x-rays, and here you can see there's a little bit more destruction in the midfoot, but you can clearly see in the ankle joint that it is medially dislocated. So while the patient was admitted, they also did nuke med scans. So I was gonna ask either the first or second years, when you see this, what do you think?
So the knowledge base is if you do like a 3-phase scan, if it's focal towards the end, normally it is indicated mostly the OM or Charcot. Mm-hmm. The issue is to determine between the two. So depending on whatever isotope you use, you can delineate if it's an acute infection versus chronic infection, or most likely just Charcot related.
And do you guys know like the isotopes that she's talking about that you could use? Mm-hmm. Usually it's like classic, they'll either ask like on boards like galenium, indium, yeah.
And what other thing will you do to definitively determine whether or not this is a wet or not?
Bone biopsy.
Bone biopsy. You can do bone cultures.
Yeah.
Well done.
So then we can go to the next one. So we got an MRI here, and you can see with T1, you can see the pathology is going to be what's lighting up, and right there you could see bright as day that there's something that's going on in the ankle joint. We can keep going. And then this is an axial view, and then also another sagittal view, and it's basically just showing that the destruction and what's going on is taking place in the ankle, and it's extending into the rear foot and midfoot. Yeah. So then patient left, came back again on April 25th. I was back on call. During this admission, Dr. Rossi actually transferred the patient over to Dr. Del Monte, and we were able to admit the patient. So as you can see, it's still swollen at this point. So now it's time for a surgical intervention. So more nuke scans, and you can see it's even worse now, like it's lighting up. So, yep, we can go to the next one. And this is the MRI, so you can see it's definitely gotten worse.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause for 1 second. So first and second years, you get this case, part of your CBPS, and then your treatment 2 section says, what is the definitive treatment for this? What's your answer?
This is Charcot. So I will offload this patient. Well, if he's, depending on what stage he's in. Clearly he's out past destruction, so he's resolving. So at this point, you could, go ahead and do a TCC if you.
What does definitive mean?
Indulge.
Definitive, final.
Oh,
You
okay.
could- Yeah, so
Yeah,
whenever you
sure.
see that, amputate,
Yep.
get rid of it. If you see what is the next, what is the initial, what is the blah, 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 then that's all your admit the
Exactly.
patient, do all that, okay? So make sure, if you get those treatment 2 questions, that you're looking at that prompt very, very, very closely as to what they're asking you for, okay? There are, you're gonna see them in, when you have OM and when you have cancer, any oncology thing, okay? You almost always will have some type of definitive question on there, okay? And I know you might have been told that, oh my gosh, if I amputate, you fail. No, again, if you look at the question, if that's what they're asking you for, then that is the right course of action, okay? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. So then now, this is the most recent, this is intra-op, but this is pretty much right where we're about to do surgery. This is what the ankle and the foot look like.
Disarticulation.
Yep. So what would you guys do? I'll get like first year and second year response. What would you guys do?
So, I mean, we know what they did, but I'm saying like in the case where his midfoot was pretty much gone, you could have do state procedures with the X-fix, then after that fuses. But in that one, we know we did the TCC on that case.
Yep.
So yeah.
And what about you guys? What would you do?
I would do like you said, stage the procedure just because of like all the soft tissue swelling and kind of like with the X-fix, kind of trying to get the reduction first and then like take the patient back and then just fuse everything.
Did we know definitively here that the infection was gone?
So the infection was controlled. We were tracking like the white blood cell count and everything, and it was continuously
And it was
going
a
down.
reliable white cell count, reliable set rate,
Yep.
reliable serum.
Yep.
You guys understand why I'm asking
Yeah.
you
Right.
whether these are reliable? Yeah.
So here, what we did surgically, we can go to the next one. So we actually went straight to a TTC. The reason why was because clinically, also when we were doing our exam, he was very mobile. So you could easily like reduce back into place. If he wasn't, then I would definitely stage, because then at least you can kind of like, make your osteotomies and do what you need to do and put an X-fix to kind of hold it in position, and then go do the TTC. But we did the TTC. We needed to use the femoral head graft because remember in the previous imaging there was no talus. So, and then we did a Penrose drain.
I like it. Do we have any time out?
Oh, from post-op?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep. This the
There's
one.
more.
So what would your post-op protocol be, guys?
Non-weight bearing.
So let me ask you guys the question. I think we talked about this case already
Yeah.
on one of the radio rounds, but I'll throw this out here. Let's hit up the second years. What do you think the fusion rate here is?
What do you mean, like a percentage?
Percentage.
Of successful?
Mhm.
What's considered successful?
Or for
What
this
percent-
patient, like this
what
type of
percent
patient.
success do you get with this,
Yeah.
or failure?
33% chance.
It's about 50-50, right? On this one, the larger your graft is, the
Yep.
less the chance of
Yeah.
fusion that you're seeing here. That's the first part. The second part here is that you really have to denude as much of that kind of proximal and distal portion of your femoral head here to make sure that you're really engaging corticocancellous bone on the calcaneal side and on the tibial side. And then the rest of it, you're keeping that cortical wall intact so that the height you don't get loss of height or you don't have collapse of your graft. Biologics obviously are absolutely necessary, so you do need to soak your femoral head in something so that you have some other osteogenic properties to that. And my one critique, and I had mentioned this before, I love the isolated anterior screw here. I like to paint I feel that additional fixation around an eye in male is becoming more and more common practice, and it's a good thing that that was done here. My only critique that I mentioned when we originally went over this is that I would have gone much longer on this nail. I probably would have gone as long as I possibly could have. As long as I felt comfortable that I was not tracking infection proximally with the reaming. But cool, now I want to see what happens.
So we can keep going. So post-op protocol. Oh, so this, okay, so before we play the video, so post-op protocol, definitely non-weight bearing.
Yeah.
We kept him in the hospital, eventually transferred to SAR, and then no one would touch the posterior splint. Basically come to the wound care center and then we'll do it, and then, so pretty much eventually ended up going into a total contact cast, and then like a boot was made, like a crow boot was made for him.
Awesome.
Yep. And then this is kind of like the final video that Dr. Del Monte sent. So he's able to ambulate, which is good. And you can see the total contact cast. And,
I was like, good.
Yeah.
I love it.